Hello and welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Lukla in Nepal. This is the latest scenery from Cli4D Designs, and a huge thank you to Clifford for giving me the opportunity to fly this beautiful scenery and to show it to you in this video. He just transforms landscapes. As you can see, this is what this particular area looks like in default, and this is what he's done. And this is just a small part of the landscape that he has adjusted and added to. This is quite a large section. It obviously doesn't include the airport itself because that's already there. This is more transforming the area, and this is what he's really good at. And one of the challenges in a video like this is that I don't want to show you everything because a huge amount of the fun is actually discovering it for yourself. I want to show you enough so you can get an idea of what it's about, get an idea of the beautiful surroundings that we're in. But a lot of the fun is finding these places yourself, and this is just a playground for helicopters. It really is. There is a huge amount going on, and what a beautiful way to practice as well. And a lot of these videos for me are genuinely me practicing as well. The helipads, for example, are quite often tight in not so easy spaces to get to. So it's a great way for someone like me to practice. And the scenery, I mean, look at that. The scenery is just absolutely stunning. So what is this scenery all about? It's an improvement in and outside Lukla, extending all the way to Tulugamela, Tok Tok, and the Yeti Mountain home in Kongde. Apologies for any pronunciations, and apologies for any meows that you can hear, because co-pilot Cat's just decided that she wants to join the video. It is, as Clifford says, bring out your helicopter landing skills, as there is a lot of places to challenge yourself along the way, and that's a huge amount of fun. Think of it as a helicopter training ground, but in the most beautiful surroundings. So what have we got? We've got corrected river elevation, animated rivers and waterfalls, custom local buildings and POIs with PBR and photographic textures, multiple helipads. He's fixed the vegetation. He's improved river details and improved ground elevation and details as well. Now we're going to be doing something a little bit different. The last video that I did with Cli4D Design scenery, we went up in the Huey, which is a beautiful, beautiful analog, old school helicopter, as I'm sure you know. This time round, we're going to take up the luxury version of the Airbus H145 from Height Performance Group. I don't really fly this particular helicopter very often because usually, especially if you know the channel, you will see me in the HEMS version because I like doing the whole pretending to be saving lives thing, and it's great fun as well. So this is the luxury version. This is the version that smells of leather. There's all sorts of things secreted away back in the cabin, champagne, crystal cut glasses, probably the best pretzels money can buy and all that sort of stuff. And this is the aircraft that we're going to be taking a look around the area in more detail. So strap yourself in and let's get flying. Okay, so here we are, and if you're wondering where here is, it's on the map. It's called Surke Helipad Zone. It's spelt S-U-R-K-E. On the Google Maps, there's also the Surkey Hotel, spelled S-U-R-K-E-Y. So I'm assuming that S-U-R-K-E is spelled Surkey. There you go. That's the explanation. Just get that in there before people start putting in the comments. That's not how you pronounce it. I'm just taking a stab at it. While we are here, let's also have a quick look, because I just want to very quickly give you an appreciation of what has been added in this scenery. So if you look at this here, this is a map of the area before the Cli4D Design scenery has been added to it. So you can see there's an airport up there in the north, which actually is Sihanouk Airport. That's probably not how you pronounce it. It could be Sihanouk, it could be Sihanouk. I don't know, but that is the airport that you're seeing far up there in the north. If we now switch to the map, once we've added in our Cli4D Design scenery, you can see that between where we are now, which is the Surkey helipad, and the airport in the far north, there's quite a few new points of interest that have been added, some of which are just there to have a look at, some of which you can actually land at. And as I said at the start, we're not going to go to everything. We're going to zip up the valley. We're going to go as far up there as we can, and we're going to land at the well, I think it's a pretty special location, and you saw it in the start. But we're going to I don't think so. We're going to land at the Yeti Mountain Home Congde, which is probably butchering the pronunciation of it, but that's where we're going to go because it looks pretty cool. And in the meantime, I'm going to attempt a landing at that helipad that you saw at the start near that bridge, because why the hell not? If I can't absolutely make a fool of myself on one of these videos, then what's the point? Right, okay, so very quickly, we've done that, we've set that up. I'm just going to quickly check my physical controls just to make sure, yep, I've got all that set up. Quick look at the back, there's our VIPs, or International Hitman as he looks like. Everyone all right in the back there? Yep, okay, so that we don't bother them, let's just raise the privacy glass there. Let them crack on. Yeah. And then I can talk to you, can't I? And they won't get worried when I start saying, "Oh my God, that rock!" Anyway, let's start up and let's get going. So let's have some power, and we'll put the position and anti-collision lights on, and I'll put the strobe lights on as well, just to make sure that no one comes near us. Let's have the prime pumps on. Quick look at everything else. Happy with that. Let's have a look down here. Happy with all those. I'm just going to acknowledge that. Let's close the door. There we go. Power up test okay, so that's all good. We've already got the prime pumps on, so now I'm going to start engine 1. I should say I'm using the M. Gonzalez sound pack, by the way. That's a free download on flightsim.to. Okay, so all good with engine 1 start. Let's go for engine 2. Just watching our instruments, making sure that nothing goes out of limits. Okay, that's all good. So we're now in idle, so we can pop up to the top, we can put fuel transfer on, we can take the prime pump off, we can have all our avionics on, the DC for the chaps in the back, pitot heat, why not, LAVCS on to pilot, and anything else that we want. No, not going to bother with landing light where we are, don't need any instrument lights, that's all good. Quick look down here again, that's fine. We will put the autopilot systems on, although we'll be hand flying it, and that's all good to go. So let's just quickly going to move that over there. We'll put the map on here. Obviously we're not going to be following the interesting. There we go. I've just done an update on the GTN, and for some reason it had switched over to PMS, so we're using the GTN XI 750 from TDS. So we're using it, it's on, but we're not actually going to be using it. And the
TARS system test, okay.
I'll tell you the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to switch that TARS off, because we're flying in the mountains and that is just going to be pinging off all the time. So let's have that off. Inhabit that, and that's all good to go. Right, happy with that. Happy with that. Everything's okay here. Interesting, I just noticed the torque on engine 2 is just a tad lower than engine 1, but everything else is looking okay. Happy with that. I wonder, let's have a quick look over here. No, nothing there. That's all good. So maybe just a slight difference, but we'll keep an eye on that. Let's now go engines to flight. Just keeping an eye on the instruments over here. And everything seems okay there. Okay, right, let's lock off that. Quick look again, everything is looking okay. Quick look in the back, they can't hear a word I'm saying, that's how I like it. Right, let's get the map up over here. So first of all, we will go and have a look at Lukla. Obviously, there may be some people who saw the title graphic and said, well, this isn't Lukla. No, this isn't Lukla. The pack is called Lukla, Nepal, and we are starting at the Cirque helipad here. Okay, everyone ready? Right, what's the wind doing? Not a lot, that's good. So just having a quick look around for obstacles. We've got trees there, we've got a helicopter there, and we've got trees and bumpy bits there. So let's focus on flying. Trim release on. Get some height. You can have a nice look at that building there. I mean, just look at that. Obviously, I haven't even said it, but you know that we are very near Everest here. Now, this is actually a really good point to point out. If you look up there, you see the boulders, the huge boulders in the river, and the river itself, and then down there you can see some rocks that are attached to the side of the valley there, and also we've got the waterfall, and then we've got the boulders that are in the river. That's the kind of thing that that Cli4D adds, that gives a lot more life to the scenery, which is rather fantastic. But let's have a look at go over this way and we'll have a quick look at Lukla itself. Now Lukla, the airport, as I say, is already in the sim, it's already been added, but what Cli4D has done is just added a few things around it and brought it more to life. Everything. So the two engines are kind of balanced out now, so it's obviously just a slight little difference on the ground. Makes it feel that it's alive, which is always good. So there's the Cheongma Organic Farm over there, which is, you saw in the opening, that's that bit just in the centre. You can see the smoke coming out the chimney there. Here we have Lukla, one of the challenging approaches, unless you're in a helicopter, in which case, who cares? I used to have that in P3D. Was it Aerosoft? I can't remember who did it. But yeah, I used to have that then, but goodness, just beautiful scenery. And you can see again Clifford's work there in the stream or river. See the big boulders. So let's come back round. We're quite high here. Of course, the height we're at, around 10,000 feet, we would be thinking of oxygen. This aircraft is not fitted with oxygen, I don't think. So just imagine we've got an oxygen cannula for all those people that are getting worried about the realism now. So let's come down into the valley. So again, I'll show you a quick graphic now. This is what default looks like in this area, and you can see the difference between that and what Clifford has done. So let's take it a bit lower. Actually, let's have a quick look over there. Some more buildings. There's a bridge down here. So it looks like one on the map. We're just passing over. It's very difficult because I don't want to show you everything. That was the whole point. It was just so that you could get a feel for it. But this scenery is just absolutely incredible. So up ahead, I can see the point. I'm pretty sure it's the point at which I said I was going to land. So I'm just going to ease it down a little bit. I may be a little bit previous on that, because actually I don't think it is, but that's quite interesting. Let's go down a bit and take a closer look. After all, we've got to give the tourists in the back something to look at. Oh no, that is the helipad. Okay, let's focus a little bit. So I'm quite high. So let's just lose some altitude. And let's not go into vortex ring state. So let's bob out of that. There we go. I was descending too quickly then. Low speed, descending too quickly, and got ourselves into a vortex ring state. Of course, the guys in the back didn't realise, because I managed to get us out of it so smoothly that they just thought it was all part of the ride, didn't they? There's our helipad. So let's take a look. The next thing I'm going to do is try this in the Huey, because it will be harder in the Huey, without a doubt. Funny enough, I flew the Huey last night for the first time in a while after doing a lot of warbird flying, and muscle memory for flying the Huey was right out the window, as I realised when I did my first takeoff. So I'm just being conscious of that tree there. So I'm just going to bring around, landing with the tailwind, which is ideal, but the wind doesn't feel too strong, although it feels a little bit gusty maybe. Making a bit more of a meal of this than I need to. But there isn't much room for manoeuvre. Well, I say that, I was saying room for manoeuvre, room for error. I always find when I get down on helipads, once you're actually down and you look at the outside, it looks a lot bigger than it looks when you're in the cockpit. But let's have a look. Just trying to centre it a bit more. Let's not get too close to the rocks. Sunshine. That's way too close. That's rotors in the building, I'm sure, but let's have a look from the outside. Well, there you go. The customers in the back are not worried at all. They're chatting away. Look, one fella's looking at his iPad. International Hitman is looking a little bit nervous in the back there, but I think overall not too bad, and rotor's not hitting the rocks. So yeah, not too bad, but certainly not on the centre, that's for sure. Do you see what I mean though? Everything feels a lot closer and smaller when you're actually in the cockpit compared to outside. Anyway, I need to extricate ourselves from this without banging into anything, so bear with me. Let's back it up. Come over here and over the bridge. There's that bridge you saw at the start. You see how beautiful the rivers are though, with the work that he's done. So alive, and beautiful colours as well. So we'll just have a look and see what we have in the valleys. Another bridge down there. I should say I also had a look at this, a quick look at it in the snow, and the starting point. Oh look. Okay, that's something you're going to have to discover. Oh, and another one. I need to stop looking at this. I'm spoiling all the surprises. Yeah, in the snow, the scenery that Cli4D has done looks absolutely amazing. Unfortunately, snow on mountains default doesn't look particularly good, but the colours without snow are just absolutely gorgeous. Quite happy with that. Let's go up to Everest Summit Lodge down here, just seeing that on the map. Of course, Lukla is the gateway airport to people wanting to climb Everest. Incredible, isn't it, how there was a point where it was seen as a incredible feat that only a few could do. And now they're having to, I believe they're having to ration the number of people that can climb. Okay, now we need to climb a little bit. Ooh, be careful, I was over-egging it a little bit there. Just coming over Hillary Bridge. That's default, by the way. You can get an idea there of, because we're outside of Cli4D's area now. That over there is, get the right position. Let's just fly. Keeping the climb on and being careful not to over-egg the engine. Says there's a tea shop down there. Look at that. It's a different world. It's one of those areas of the world that make you realise just how incredible this planet is. There we go. Keep that climb on and whoa, come back. There we go. Hit by a little gust there. See where we are now. I would imagine. I'd actually be interested to know anyone flying in helicopters up here if they would be on oxygen. We're quite high, as you can see from the altimeter, even though it's just set to standard. So here is the Yeti Mountain. See the shrine there. And if I can bring, there we go, Everest over that away. Quite incredible. Right, I need to stop looking at the mountains. because this is where we're going to land. This is where we're going to drop our VIPs off. I'm just looking for a nice flat area. This actually on the map does have some landing pads. I'm now wishing I'd paid more attention to where they were. So I'm just looking for that nice flat area that we can come in on. So just have a nice gentle approach. I think it's going to be there. Flat that feels when we get down there. So we'll blow a few napkins away. And we're down. There we go. So collective now bottomed out. We've got an RPM rotor RPM warning that's come up. That's interesting. But that's all settled down now. And there we go. Let's pop outside. Those mountains are just absolutely incredible, aren't they? Just managed to get it on the flat piece there. We had a bit more room ahead of us, but that's okay. It's safe and expeditious. Well, it wasn't really expeditious, was it? But it's certainly safe. But there you go. So hopefully that has given you an idea of kind of what's around here. As I said, I didn't want to show you everything, but it gives you a flavour of what the scenery is all about, and there's plenty of places that you can explore, but a really good place to practice helicopter flying. You've got this mixture of this area here, which, let's face it, is pretty easy, but then you've got those tight pads, and there's also I won't say where, but because it's up to you to explore, but there was one building that I saw that had a flattened concrete area in front of it that probably wasn't a helipad, but I reckon Clifford had probably popped it in there as a chance for people to have a go at doing some landing practice. But he's great at creating areas like this, interesting places to look at, feels alive, and fantastic for helicopter flying and practicing. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. It's been wonderful having you along as always, and I look forward to seeing you on the channel again soon. Take care now. Bye bye.